Good morning. Good morning, Mark. We are headed to the hot air balloons. We're gonna take a ferry, and it looks like there is tea and coffee to warm us up. This was our first time experiencing a hot air balloon ride. You can see there is one captain wearing white and about 30 other people in the basket with us. There are handles all around the basket, so you are able to grab onto them if the wind is uncontrollable and the basket flips, which looks and sounds a tad sketchy now that I'm editing this. This was such an amazing and peaceful experience, and I would do it again in a heartbeat. We are currently the highest balloon right now. Look at him. We were actually the only balloon to fly this close to the Valley of the Kings before we were able to touch ground and explore. So that was super awesome, and our captain made us feel extremely comfortable and safe throughout our entire ride. Before we knew it, it was time to land. You can see there is a group of men that try to chase the balloon as adequately as possible so they can help us lower to the ground without too much discomfort. And you're gonna see kind of what it looks like in the basket when you're ready to land. Now, I will say the landing in itself was sketchy. It wasn't a very bumpy landing, but you do have to crouch down in a ball and basically sit on top of each other to brace for impact, just in case. You can probably hear the air conditioning, but I wanted to talk to you after we finished our hot air balloon ride. That was one of the coolest experiences that we had. It was such an amazing way to experience the sunrise over Luxor, and it was just awesome. I will say that you're going to want to take tons of pictures and videos, but don't do it the whole time because you want to make sure that you put away your camera and you just enjoy the moment. It's so peaceful up there. And every balloon takes turns being the highest balloon and the lowest balloon and the highest balloon and the lowest balloon. And we were up there for like 30-45 minutes. So it was perfect. Highly recommend, would do it again. It's very expensive to do it in the States and other places that we've looked at. So it was very, very fairly priced. We're packing up our suitcases. There's Sean. Packing up suitcases, going to have breakfast one more time on the cruise ship. And then we are getting off of the boat, going to experience what Luxor has to offer and their temples and monuments. And then we're going to head to a hotel. So let's go ahead and go have breakfast. We are at the Valley of the Kings in this clip. The wind was insane, so I won't be able to play the original audio, but I show you that King Tut's tomb was buried right there. We weren't able to go in it. There have been 64 tombs that have been found so far, and we were able to explore 3 of them. Also, I want to include that the longer they lived, the longer they are buried into the ground. So if they only lived for 19 years, they're not going to be buried that deep into the ground. But if they were living for like, let's say 70 years, they're going to be buried pretty far down. We are going to try a falafel sandwich for the first time. This is apparently the best falafel sandwich in Luxor. Hi, how are you? Hi. Nice to meet you. What's your name? Nice to meet you. That's actually really, really tasty. After stopping for our snack, we headed to the Alabaster store where they taught us all about Alabaster, and it was also a gift shop as well. And of course, we got roped into buying some stuff, but we don't regret it. Thank you.
3, 2, 1. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
It was in fact not my birthday, but this is a sales tactic where they put a small candle in an alabaster piece of decor and they turn off the lights. If the piece of decor is translucent, it's true alabaster, and if it's not, then you got scammed. After landing on the ground, it was time to explore the temples in Luxor. We're exploring Karnak Temple. The sun is beating down. I look behind me, and there's Sean.
I'm fried.
He's so fried. This lake is known as the Sacred Lake in Karnak Temple, and it was really peaceful actually. And then we were also able to see a little dog taking a nice dip in the Sacred Lake, but that was just a funny moment to remember. We are going to end our day and our basically almost vacation at the Luxor Temple. We were able to walk around the premises yesterday, but we weren't actually able to go inside because we didn't have our tour guide set up and everything like that. So I'm gonna show you a couple clips of Luxor's temple, and then we're gonna go back to the hotel and chill out. We have one more day in Luxor, and then we're gonna go back to Cairo and get ready to fly back home. Good morning. We woke up with this beautiful view. We are currently staying at the Hilton Luxor. We slept here last night and we're gonna stay here for one more night before we head back to Cairo and have our last 18 hours in Egypt before we fly home. I am so happy to just have a relaxing, calm day where we just sit by the pool, because we have been walking nonstop, seeing as many things as possible. But how we arranged our trip, we couldn't have done any better. We saw as much as possible, and when we tell locals where we went and what all we've seen, they're like, oh my gosh, you've basically seen all of Egypt. And of course there are places that we didn't get to that we would have loved to have seen this trip, but hopefully we'll be able to go and see them the next time that we have the opportunity to come back to Egypt. But this is so peaceful. Everybody's sleeping. The birds are chirping. 2 days after the last time that I spoke with you guys. We drove back to Cairo and visited the Mummy Museum. It was amazing. I highly recommend. You will learn so much, and the mummy exhibit is awesome. Obviously, you can't film anything there, but after we left the museum, we drove into downtown Cairo and had our last meal in Egypt, and it was the most authentic meal we could ever have imagined. We ate pigeon. Our favorite tour guide who works with iEgypt went with us, and he explained what everything was, so that's who I'm talking to in these clips, and he's reassuring me that everything is edible. This is kind of like a quesadilla. Nahid goes on to explain to me that you have to pull the pigeon in half. Yeah, I freaked. Pick it up and break it. Oh, this is so sad. Oh, I see. Okay. And then do I just take my fork? This is its neck. As we all hear the noisy sounds that are coming from Cairo, the city below us, it's most fitting to go ahead and end our travel vlogs to Egypt here. It has been an absolutely eye-opening, humbling, lifetime of storytelling, incredible experience. We've had authentic Egyptian food. We've seen all the temples that we can see. We've gone to as many cities as possible. We've done as much as we possibly can, and we don't regret anything that we did on this trip. We highly recommend it. Let me know if you have any questions. iEgypt, again, they helped plan our entire tour, and they have been super accommodating. Highly, highly, highly suggest booking with them and allowing them to make your Egypt stay as fun and as easy as possible. And with that being said, I will see you guys back at home, and I'll take you on our next trip very soon. I will see you guys later. Bye.